Hi, Maximilian.
Hey there.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing all right.
How was the San Diego event?
Oh, it was amazing. We'll be talking about it in a
Yeah.
little bit. But yeah, I went, I mean, I'll be saying this on the call when more people are on
Right.
it. We went with like super low expectations because I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to be like way more yoga focused and was happily surprised that it really wasn't. Like, I love yoga, but I was like, is this going to be more for like
Yeah.
yoga instructors or what? And I really wasn't sure. So it was really nice. And I loved all the restorative stuff. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah. What was your experience?
Yeah. It was really. I liked how it was easy for people to take away things and like just practice it, say at home, or even just like share it with other people.
Yeah. Hi, Ed.
Hey, how are you? Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
You got a haircut.
I got my haircut. I know, right? Finally.
Finally had a little bit of a break, huh?
It's only been, I think 2 months since I got my haircut. Yeah, I think I slept, took 2 naps a day for like the first 3 days home. I'd get up in the morning, I'd sleep, I'd take a nap in the morning and a nap in the afternoon. I'm like, I guess I was tired.
I bet.
A lot of energy out.
Yeah.
So, how's the buzz been since the workshop?
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Maximilian went to the Chicago one, and he
Yes.
and his fiance did a call or a Facebook Live or something and promoted the San Diego one. And Joanna Malone is Maximilian's sister. And so, you know, that really helped drive some interest. But I wanted him to be on the call as well so
Perfect.
that we could kind of talk about the differences between the Chicago and San Diego and what Sarasota is going to have too.
Right. Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're still waiting for a few people to jump on then, Carol, or?
I think so, but
Okay.
I'm going to record it too and put it in the group so we can get started just
Okay.
for
Awesome.
time's sake.
All
Yeah.
right. Cool beans. You know me, I'm always on time.
I know you are. It's like,
That was the highest compliment I think you said was from you, like saying, this event is the most organized event I've ever been to. I'm like, well, I'll take that as a compliment. That's actually good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always after those guys. Like, come on, we got to stay on time. We got to stay on time.
Right. Yeah. No, it was great.
How do you want to start, Carol? You guys want to talk a little bit about your experiences first, and then maybe we can go from there, and I can just talk a little bit about Sarasota?
Sure. Maximilian, do you want to share your experience at the Chicago one?
Yeah. So one of the things that I really liked was how easy it was for people to take what they've learned and brought it home. Like, people didn't really have to be that familiar with yoga. You guys just taught like a couple of simple poses, or like went more into depth into a few simple poses. I like that. And you also encourage people to use whatever props that they have. And also, it seemed like for those that were a little bit more comfortable sharing yoga, or maybe they are a teacher or have their own practice, you made it really easy for people to like take the knowledge that they learned and share that, or teach someone else, you know, have people over at their house and, you know, explore some of these poses. So that was really cool. And I did really like the different speakers that you guys brought in. Benjamin, I think, from Benjamin Perkis. It was great to have Lindsay there. I really am really big on different emotional techniques with the essential oils. So I love to see that conversation present. And I think it's something really important for us, like young living users, to be growing in that way. I liked how things seemed kind of flexible, right? You were pretty attentive to the energy levels of where people were at. Having like, you know, a brown bag lunch where we could all come together and talk was also really nice. Yeah, I think that was a lot of my experience.
Cool. And I think that's, that's really good because as we're moving forward, I mean, obviously helping members to share compliantly how to use the oils is just such a great thing to do. And I think Ben's done a great job of that, having to, been able to share the AFT. And Carol, you were pretty affected by that as well. You seem to really like the AFT.
Oh yeah, I was totally in line with like all the work that I do and encourage my team members to do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and he's growing. He's really growing as we speak. So it was really nice. The story behind that is that again, he came on a recommendation of Nicole Perez, and my intuition is strong. And I talked with Ben. I'm like, "Yep, you need to be a part of this because it just right in line with what we're doing." What else stood out to you, Carol, from the event that you really liked?
Yeah, well, I've said it before, and I said it at the beginning before you showed up when I was talking to Maximilian, but I went in with really low expectations. I thought it was going to be more heavily focused on yoga. Mm-hmm. And while I do yoga, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how this is going to be because I don't like doing like power yoga. Like, I don't like to sweat.
Right, so me either.
I was like, how's this, 3 days of yoga? And I was just like, but I'm going to go. I really, I respect you. I knew that Lindsay Elmore was speaking and I respect her and wanted to learn from her. And I heard great things about Dr. Perkis and had watched, I think a video or something of him doing aroma freedom techniques. So I wanted to experience that for myself. So I was like, I'm doing this and, super crazy schedule, but I was like, I'm committing these 3 days. And like the day before I was like, 3 days of this. And I thought I was going to be exhausted, but I really loved that it wasn't heavily focused on like really hard yoga poses. Like anybody that could walk off the street could do the poses, and they were super easy and more restorative than strength building kind of yoga poses. And then we got, I think we probably got $50 worth of oils on us like throughout the whole thing. Like the gals are like running and giving us all these like expensive oils, like here, do this. And so being able to experience all of those oils and then do those restorative poses and see how you could just get within yourself and just be and kind of just clear everything out. Led me to not be exhausted at the end of each day. Instead, I was reinvigorated and relaxed, and I was able to not be tired at like 2 p.m. I was, I was able to focus and still stay clear. And then, the speakers were great. It was all really, it was like, I think the yoga part might scare people off that don't do yoga or aren't that experienced. And so I really wanted to do this call because I want to reassure people that it's not just like a yoga thing for just like yogis and yoga instructors and that kind of thing. Like it's a great retreat / workshop for anybody wanting to learn about emotions and just learning to be still and be in the now, instead of being 5 billion places at one time. And so Dr. Perkis was nice because it was just like step by step, really clear instructions. Do this for step 1, do that for step 2, and being able to walk through it. I teach my team and I teach when I do workshops to other teams about the power of the mind and all of that and how to release all that stuff that's kind of like hidden underneath, and just having another tool in your toolbox with AFT is going to be another awesome thing, because I think a lot of times when people get stuck in their business or in life, it gets easy to blame everybody around you or your circumstances, or I don't know anybody, or blah, blah, blah. Or I've run out of like my warm market. But I've really found that usually when we're stuck, it's because there's something within us that we need to grow. And we can't grow until we release the thing that we've been holding on to. And so his work, my work, all of the stuff that we learned was, I think, really valuable. So I think it's highly recommended to go to this. I would highly recommend going to this. And I love that, you're doing them all over the world and just refining it as you go along.
And when we looked at this originally, I mean, I certainly knew as a practitioner of 20 plus years, the power of, doing 20 minutes of yoga a day. And having done many retreats in the past, I said, hey, if we did this, I mean, the yoga will strip away the defenses to learning. And so again, as we said, the learning sticks, but also making yoga this accessible thing. I think sometimes in people's minds, it's like, oh, I can't do it, I'm not flexible. And really what we're teaching is simple methodology that they can then duplicate at home. So since our event, I've had a couple of gals that have actually done some videos of and sent them to me how they're infusing the essential oils at their studio. And it's been really, really interesting. The duplication process begins already.
Yeah.
They're just applying them on, to everybody in class, and people are loving it. So I think that this is the big takeaway. And as we said, each module is then, easily duplicatable for you at home first, and then for your team as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that it's just like mindfulness and learning how to meditate. Like a lot of people think like, oh gosh, if I'm going to meditate, I have to like sit there for 20 minutes and not have anything going through my head. And you walking us through the morning meditation and the afternoon meditation, I think showed people like, it's not hard. It's not like you completely have to just like be like, like some weird thing. And you're like chanting your mantra. Like it's just simply being in your body, recognizing your body areas that need to relax and letting go of them and focusing on your breathing. So yeah, I think that and just showing people like, here, you can do these 3 restorative poses on a chair, sit here, lay here, do this, and use oils. And that's a class. Like that's so easy. And everybody can use stress relief, right? And everybody can be more mindful. So I loved all of that information too.
And as we continue, the process will continue to evolve, and we're constantly asking the question, what do we do better? What do we do differently? So in Sarasota, that's coming up, we're, Lindsay and Ken won't be there, but we're infusing the education team into there to do more modules. So we're looking at Tamara doing a module on reflexology and essential oils.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, that'll be something different. So different highlights in each one. And I think that's the beauty of it. I mean, after I finish with this call here, we're having a discussion about where we're going to go next year, what we're going to do, looking at, phase 2 for everyone who's gone through this year to, again, expand your yoga knowledge, but also your educational knowledge as well with Yoga Living. And so I'm being asked constantly myself, okay, if we're a lifestyle company, how do we teach lifestyle? Oils are a part of that. That's what got us started. But now we're really focusing in on, better sleep, reducing stress, nutrition, movement, rest, like all these things that I've been talking about literally for 6 years through Young Living.
Right.
How do we continue to do that more? Like you and your mindfulness talk, which I thought was beautiful. And I thought, I love the fact that the big thing for me was how you switched from the black and white to color. I was like, oh my God, it was just so vivid. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a great one. I really enjoyed that.
Thanks. And then the raindrop, like we haven't even talked about that. Like,
I know, right?
Get a raindrop kit in your registration, and then you get to give one and then receive one.
Right.
So I've gotten raindrops before, but I think the majority of the people there probably had not. And I know one team member of mine had not, and she used the oils and she does yoga and all of that. And she was blown away by the experience of getting a raindrop and how transformative that was and how impactful that was in terms of just feeling the power of these oils. Like she already was a committed business person, already legitimately knew the power of oils. But then once she had that raindrop, she was like, I can't believe it, Carol. That was amazing. Like I knew these oils were powerful, but like experiencing that raindrop, and I was like, yeah, it's like amazing. And so everybody should have a raindrop kit in their home just to do it on their family members and get it on themselves. So
Right.
I see that Jessica is here. I don't know if Jessica, if you're able to join in. You were at the workshop. If you have anything you want to chime in and say.
I just felt so relaxed even now. Like, so much less stressed in my daily life.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Was there anything that stood out for you, Jessica, that you really was like very impactful for you?
Well, I was looking for more business info, but the things that I've been able to implicate the fastest were just the simple poses, like the corpse pose. And every night we're doing a little yoga with the kids. And they're like begging me, I want to do the yoga. So, yeah, so we're doing that, and then some downward dogs and stuff. And yeah, ever since I came back from there, that we're doing a little at home. So that's been fun.
That's been very, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
They're 11, 7, and 4. But the youngest 2 are the ones that are like, want to do it. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
So November 8th through the 10th will be Sarasota. And, one of the things that, people don't really know, I went on a Facebook Live the other day, Carol, because there's been a lot of questions about, is Sarasota okay after Irma? Sarasota's fine, just so people know. Again, it is always in the top 5 destinations in the world as far as beaches go, as far as beauty. So the proximity of the location of the Devon to Siesta Key Beach is literally 2 miles, and you can be walking on the beach, and it'll be 70 degrees in the evening here in November when it might be snowy and cold up north. So just again, another 3 days of great lineup. Chad Goodman from the education team will be there. All the education team will be there as well. Tamara, when you spoke about Tamara, I really it's important that I think sometimes we hear the word raindrop and we just go, oh, it's raindrop. But it's very impactful, as you said, and some of your team said. And Tamara, being a master global educator, and her relationship with Gary and the stories that she can tell are just so insightful, and they connect us to our founder, which I think is really important. So, when I think of Tamara, I think of that lineage, so to speak, and that connection to Gary. And I know Gary loves the fact that Raindrop is being taught again a lot more at these events. And, it's another great tool. I don't know if we do it as much because it's time consuming, but it's another great tool for our members' businesses as well. Like if I was a member, I would be doing raindrop parties at least twice a month. Having people come over and just opening up the house and have, 4 to 6 people and then just go through raindrop together as a group. I mean, it's really exciting.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Yeah. So I think that, it sounds like it's a lot of money in terms of like the cost, but you're getting the raindrop and you're getting a ton of education. You're experiencing oils in a different way than I think most people have experienced. So I highly recommend figuring out a way to get yourself to this one. If you're in like Texas or over, or even if you were, West Coast and over and you didn't get to this one, like you were saying, Ed, you don't know where the next year's retreats are going to be, and they're probably going to be not just in the US. So if you are even remotely interested, I would find a way to get there.
Let's put something in perspective. The average doctor's visit, which you do not pay if you have insurance, costs about $258, and you get 7 minutes with your doctor. That's the national average, by the way. And so just think of it. What is the value of self-care in your life? And, again, as I said in this past week, extracting people from the community and immersing them for 3 days of self-care has so much value and long-term effect. And I just want to tell everybody, like, you're worth it. Like, you're worth the money that you spend to go there. If you have a business, it is a tax write-off. Your hotel, your airfare, what you pay to get into the retreat, it's a tax write-off. And so you're worth it. And I just want people to understand that. I, as a senior global educator, cannot travel the world. I leave for Tokyo on Wednesday next week. I'm gone for 5 days. I come back to Utah. I can't do what I do without having some aspects of self-care. And since I've come home Saturday, I've really been just immersing myself in my practices again and using the oils and giving my feet raindrop, and even when I can't raindrop my spine, but I'm doing that so that I can fill myself up again to then go serve to the Young Living community. So it's worth it. That's my message to everyone.
Yeah, totally. Thank you.
Was there any questions from anyone about the retreat or any other comments that people wanted to chime in?
One of the things that I found really helpful during the raindrop was having that little camera.
Yes.
So that you can see. And I recommend that you guys have that camera whenever you guys are demoing poses. Yes. I'm not sure if that's something that got picked up and implemented in Carlsbad, but I talked to Pamela a little bit about it after Chicago. And because what I noticed was that when you were demoing the poses in the middle of the classroom, then unless you were in that real front row of people around, then it was real hard to see.
And that's a great point. One of the things, Carol, so you know, in the yoga world, in the lineage that I've studied is this come watch thing. And really what it does, it gets people to move. So it's you're getting people to move from their place, their comfort zone, coming to where you are to teach them something and then moving back. And that's really important. And as you saw, Carol, and even, in Chicago, the gathering of people towards the stage, at the end of a class or something is really, it's a very powerful methodology of teaching, and it gathers people's energy together. So this is something I've been doing for close to 16, 17 years since I've been teaching, and just people to continue that as well as you guys go out and do your own one-day retreats. And Carol, just so you guys know, I put the agenda up on the Facebook group, so it's there. And if anyone did not get their certificates of completion, then people can email me at eddailey@youngliving.com, and we'll get them sent out to you so that you guys have them. And the nice thing, this is correct me if I'm wrong, Carol, but this is one of the only programs we have where you sort of get a certificate of completion from Young Living. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think Beauty School you might get one.
Beauty School you get one too, yeah. So, people, you invested your time and your money and your effort, and I want to acknowledge people for that. I think that's really important, saying, hey, I completed this. This is important for me.
Yay.
Any other comments or suggestions before we wrap up? Okay, awesome. So again, Sarasota is November 8th to the 10th. There are some options for staying down there, and there's plenty of places right on the water that people can stay. So if they have any questions, feel free to email me, message me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Sarasota.
My dog.
That was my mind this morning, Carol.
All right. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Carol. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.